So, are you tired of your heating system feeling like it has a mind of its own? Well, today, we're going to show you how to take back control. We're going to dive in and master a simple setting that delivers precise, customized comfort and, honestly, can even make your whole system more efficient.
Okay, does this sound familiar to you? You set your thermostat to, let's say, a perfect 23 degrees, but then the room just keeps getting hotter and hotter. Or, on the flip side, the second that heat clicks off, you start feeling that chill almost instantly. You know, it's a super common frustration, but there is a solution.
And that solution, my friends, is a really powerful but often totally overlooked setting right inside your smart climate system. It's called On-Off-Hysteresis.
All right, so what in the world is hysteresis? I know it sounds a little technical, but the idea is actually incredibly simple. It's just a setting that creates a temperature gap. Think of it like a little buffer zone around the temperature you've set. This gap tells your heating system exactly when to turn on and, just as importantly, when to turn off. It basically ends those annoying temperature swings for good. And this right here shows you the difference perfectly. A standard system, over on the left, it just reacts instantly, right at your set point. And that can lead to this constant on-off cycling. But a system using hysteresis, over on the right, well, it uses that smart delay, that gap we were just talking about, to create a way smoother, way more comfortable, and longer-lasting operation.
Okay, so that's the theory. How do we actually use this thing? Let's get practical and finally solve those temperature swings. We're going to walk through two super common scenarios and show you exactly how to fix them.
All right, first up is a big one. Scenario number one. The room gets way too hot and just blows right past your target temperature. This is a classic problem, especially with systems that hold a lot of heat, like underfloor heating.
So what's actually happening here? Well, this quote kind of gets to the heart of it. Even after your system's valve has closed, so the heat is technically off, the room keeps getting warmer. Why? Because of all that residual heat that's still being released from the floor. That stored energy just keeps pumping heat into the room and cranking that temperature way past what you actually wanted.
So, how do we fix it? Well, this is the clever part. Let's say your target is 23 degrees. You set the on-hysteresis to 1.5 degrees below, so the heat kicks in when it drops to 21.5. But, and here's the magic trick, you set the off-hysteresis to a half degree below your target as well. This tells the heating to stop at 22.5, way before it hits the target. It anticipates that leftover heat and gives the room time to just naturally coast up to that perfect 23 degrees, without overshooting. Pretty smart.
Okay, now let's flip the script and look at the total opposite problem. Scenario number two. The room loses heat really fast and gets cold just way too quickly. Maybe it's a room with huge windows or it's not very well insulated. For this one, what we're going to do is create this nice little comfort band right around our set point. So again, let's say our target is 23 degrees. We can set the on value to a half degree below, so the heating starts up at 22.5. Then we set the off value to a half degree above, so it stops at 23.5. What this does is it creates a stable 1 degree band that keeps the room perfectly comfortable and stops it from ever feeling too chill. Okay, so you get the what and the why. Now let's get to the how. We're going to walk through dialing in these settings right now, step by step.
And trust me, this is super straightforward. First, you're just going to go into your configuration tool and pick the zone you want to adjust. Next, you'll find the settings for heat demand hysteresis. Step 3, you put in your on value. That's the temperature where you want the heat to kick on. And finally, step 4, you set your off value for when it should stop. Really, it's as simple as that.
Okay, stop. Before you do anything else, listen up. After you punch in those numbers, your changes are not saved yet. I'm serious. This next bit is absolutely critical to making your adjustments actually work, so pay close attention.
All right, let's talk about locking in those changes. Here's how you make your new settings actually take effect. You've got two final steps, and you really can't skip them. First, you have to click Refresh Values. Think of it like this. Refreshing is just to double-check your work. It confirms that the device accepted the numbers you typed in. Second, and this one is non-negotiable, you must reboot the device. That's the step that actually applies your new settings to how the system operates. So you might be asking, why reboot? Well, it's super important because it forces the device to completely reload its configuration file, and that includes your new hysteresis values. If you don't reboot, the system is just going to keep on running with the old settings you were trying to change. And you can do this easily through the software terminal, or just by unplugging it and plugging it back in. And that's really the heart of it. What's so amazing is that with just these two key settings, the on value and the off value, you can permanently solve these huge comfort issues. You can make your home feel better, all while your heating system works smarter, not harder.
So what's the big takeaway here? The point is, you now have the key to getting precise, completely customized comfort in any zone of your house. No more of those frustrating temperature swings, just the climate you want exactly when you want it.
So, we've just unlocked one really powerful feature together. But that kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other settings are hiding in your system that could unlock its full potential for comfort and efficiency?